Welcome to construction of the decking. This decking is going to be on the ground level, so one of the first things I had to do is take topsoil off, clear out and level off.
It's going to be a long walk around.
And it is long way around through alleyway, carrying these 3x2 sawn treated timbers.
This is the hardest part of the job, I think. Walking around tight corners. Are we going to do it 10 times for 20 lengths?
The timber I use for joisting are 3x2 sawn and treated, pressure treated, tunnelized. It is so tight, I still have to bring all the decking as well, 38 lengths. The next step is to spread weed control ground membrane, and just laid loosely some bolts there to keep it. Now unfortunately I have lost a clip of me assembling the joisting, but it's fairly simple. Straight joists, even noggins in between to keep 400 centers between the joists, and trim around any manholes, inspection chambers. Now this is just loosely sitting on top of the ground. It's not level, it's not flat. That will be next step. So I have to find the highest spot of the ground, and that is there, that point there. So I'm going to take that point as my datum point, and I'm going to start leveling from that section towards the house. In that line, as you can see there, put lots of wedges and packers, level that side, and I also leveled the opposite side on the left against the fence. So now the whole deck joisting is actually level. It's very springy on some places, it's 2, 3, 4 inches off the ground. So now next step after this will be securing it, and I'm going to use sharp sand, grit, cement about 4, 5 to 1. You can see it's sharp sand, and just going to mix it up, not too runny, and just push it underneath the joist on about 600-700 millimeters apart, just over 2 foot, to keep it all nice and secure. As you can see, on every couple feet apart, I'm just pushing nice and tight that mortar underneath the joisting to secure it. And just make sure you don't walk on the joist during this process, because you will vibrate all that pug out. And this is the consistency. You can see it's quite sticky, it's not running, it's quite sticky and strong. Got to say, it's always a good idea to put some waterproofer in to minimize water absorption into the mortar once it's cured, so it stops drawing the moisture up towards the joist. And this is the way how I push it underneath. I push it underneath and then cut it back on angle, so actually there is no flat sections of pipe along the joist. So actually any rainwater can flow down rather than sit against the joist. I found this method to be most cost effective and speedy and really durable. I had the deckings that I done about 15 years ago and they're still okay. As you can see, I got 5 lines of supports now on each joist, and that's going to be one solid deck. Here is just showing how it's curved. Each one of these dubs, it's been curved upwards, so there is no flat sitting area for the water. So any rain water hits that from the above, it's just gonna go down. And quick trip to our local merchants, and I'm back with 38 lengths of 32mm by 150mm decking boards. They're all 4.8 meters long, and it's going to be a long way around again. This is now Monday, by the way. All the joisting been done on Friday, so all that mortar underneath, it's all nicely set. Now for setting out, I found the center line and used Pythagoras method 3, 4, 5 and squared it off from the back of the building. Also checked it with fence panels on the side and pull the string line across the center line that is nice and square off the building across all the joists, so I have my datum point for the decking, because I want to have equal or even-ish offcuts or cutouts on both sides of the deck against fence. During that process I realized that fence panels are actually running in, so they're not parallel, but that's okay. I'm using red glazing packers. They're 6mm thick in between the boards to maintain even gap for expansion, and fixing the boards down with 63mm annular ring shank galvanized nails. 2 nails on every intersection between decking board and a joist. Enjoy the rest of the video. So about quarter is done. Started on the middle. This was my middle point right there. So I have equal number of boards left and right. It will be 15 boards with the last board trimmed. This board with a defect on it on the edge. That's going to go on the end there. That section is going to be trimmed. After this board, I'm going to have one full board, and then I'm going to make a hatch here, removable hatch access for this inspection chamber for drains. And what to say earlier, using glazing paper spread lengths with 6mm in between the boards. So board plus glazing paper is exactly 6 inches. It's easy actually to calculate as well, because I got to the furthest point against this fence from the middle. The decking I got 90 inches, which is 15 bolts. It narrows down, so I'm going to start with a full bolt in the end and then just trim it. And it's same story over there. That is the widest point, and then narrows in a couple of inches as it goes further down. Just staggering the joints, sailing them over pass further than what it's needed in the end, and then when it's finished I'm going to finger line with a half-inch overlap and just cut them all off in line and chamfer the edge.